Puerto Rico's political system has been primarily marked by great leaders who sought to make the island a better place for its inhabitants. But unfortunately, along the way, a trail of corruption scandals have shaken the island's foundations. From multimillion-dollar fraud schemes and bribery networks to officials secretly selling influence, these scandals have drained public resources, weakened essential services, and deepened the mistrust between citizens and their government. We're going to look at 5 of the biggest political corruption scandals in Puerto Rico in the 21st century, and how they have affected its institutions and the lives of its people. Number 1. The Anaudi Hernandez influence peddling scandal of 2015. The Anaudi Hernandez influence peddling scandal uncovered a deep network of corruption inside the Puerto Rican government. Hernandez, a major fundraiser for the Popular Democratic Party, PPD, used his political access to secure lucrative government contracts through bribery, favoritism, and fraudulent schemes. Agencies such as the Department of Education, the Women's Advocate Office, and the Aqueduct and Sewer Authority were implicated in contracts that were either overpriced, unnecessary, or granted without proper bidding. The scandal exposed how political donors could essentially buy influence, placing friends and associates in key government positions who then steered public money toward Hernandez's companies. Multiple officials were indicted, revealing a pattern of systemic corruption rather than isolated wrongdoing. For Puerto Ricans, the scandal deepened public frustration with a government already struggling through economic crisis, rising debt, and weakening public services. At a time when the island faced austerity, budget cuts, and unemployment, learning that insiders were enriching themselves with taxpayer dollars infuriated many residents. The scandal reinforced the belief that corruption, rather than misfortune alone, was a driving force behind Puerto Rico's financial collapse. Number 2. The Ricardo Rossello chat scandal. The Ricardo Rossello chat scandal erupted in July of 2019, when nearly 900 pages of private telegram messages between Governor Rossello and his inner circle were leaked to the public. The chats revealed a pattern of misogynistic jokes, homophobic slurs, political manipulation, and mockery of Hurricane Maria victims, including comments minimizing the suffering of thousands who died or lost everything. The scandal exposed the casual corruption, arrogance, and contempt held by high-ranking officials toward the very people they governed. It also revealed potential unethical coordination between government and political operatives, further fueling outrage. For the Puerto Rican people, the scandal became the breaking point after years of hardship from austerity measures, Hurricane Maria's devastation, government failures, and long-standing political corruption. The leak ignited the largest protests in Puerto Rican history, uniting people across political parties, age groups, and social classes. Hundreds of thousands filled the streets demanding Rossello's resignation. And after weeks of pressure, he stepped down, the first governor in Puerto Rico's history to do so. Number 3. The Medicaid fraud scandal of 2019. The Medicaid fraud scandal of 2019 centered on Angela Avila Marrero, the director of Puerto Rico's Health Insurance Administration, ASES, and a group of consultants and contractors accused of manipulating Medicaid contracts for personal and political gain. Federal prosecutors charged them with steering multi-million-dollar government health care contracts toward favored companies through bribery, fraud, and insider influence. The scheme involved falsifying bids, rigging procurement processes, and using political connections to funnel public health funds into private pockets. Because ASES oversees Vital, the island's main public health program, serving nearly half of Puerto Rico's population, the scandal exposed how corruption had infected one of the most essential safety net agencies in the territory. For Puerto Ricans, the impact was deeply personal. Many already faced limited access to specialists, long wait times, and hospitals strained by economic crisis. Learning that public money intended to fund medicine, clinics, and life-saving care had been siphoned through corruption intensified public anger and distrust. The scandal also weakened confidence in the island's healthcare infrastructure, especially after Hurricane Maria had already pushed the system to its limits. Number 4. The Mayaguez Municipal Corruption Scandal of 2021. The Mayaguez Municipal Corruption Scandal involved a complex financial scheme in Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, in which city officials and outside consultants allegedly mismanaged or diverted tens of millions of dollars intended for public development. Funds belonging to the Mayaguez Economic Development, Inc. were invested in dubious private ventures, including fraudulent companies without proper oversight. Several individuals, including business people tied to the financial scheme, were federally indicted for wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. Although the mayor was not federally charged, the scandal cast a shadow over the entire municipal administration, revealing serious failures in internal controls and financial management. For the people of Mayaguez and Puerto Rico at large, the scandal was a painful reminder that corruption can directly undermine a city's progress. Residents saw money intended for infrastructure, tourism, small business support, and community development disappear into criminal schemes, delaying long-promised improvements and damaging confidence in local leadership. The scandal worsened public frustration with municipal governance across the island and reinforced the perception that political insiders often benefit at the expense of taxpayers. Number 5. The Wanda Vasquez arrest of 2022. The Wanda Vasquez arrest was a historic moment for Puerto Rican politics, as she became the first former governor in Puerto Rico's history to be arrested by the FBI on corruption charges. Federal investigators alleged that Vasquez accepted bribes from bankers and political consultants in exchange for helping influence investigations and securing favorable regulatory decisions. The indictment portrayed a coordinated scheme in which private financiers and political operatives sought to buy access to the governor's office. For many Puerto Ricans, the arrest confirmed long-standing suspicions that political corruption had seeped into the highest levels of government, continuing a pattern of scandals that had already implicated mayors, agency heads, and other public officials. Coming just 3 years after the massive Ricky Renuncia protests that forced Governor Rossello to resign, Vasquez's arrest felt like yet another betrayal by leaders who were supposed to restore integrity and stability. It reinforced the belief that corruption is not tied to one party or ideology, but is a systemic problem affecting the entire political structure. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Help us to spread this video by sharing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more videos.